There you go. All right. So before we continue, I didn't fit that in here, so I'm just going to do it on this piece of paper. I need you to have a better maybe a visual that explains what I just did here, or what I talked about. What is window again? Well, your calculator graphs a line no matter what. Like if you enter something into Y, was it too fast, guys? Or did you get this? Okay, make sure you get it, yeah. Okay. Right. So what I want you to understand is pretend the line that you are graphing, you know, right? Like we'll just make a little coordinate plane here. You know from all the knowledge that you've received in IPR, right? Based on that equation, you know that the line goes somewhere in here. Okay? I'm going to make a nice line here. However, if you set the parameters, like the screen on your calculator has boundaries, you could make it see this whole thing, or you could have it set, let's say like this is your Windows settings right here. If your window is set to look at this section of the coordinate plane, this bottom bar would be the Y min, the top would be Y max, right? So the lowest Y value and the highest Y value are determined by these two values that are set in your window. This would be your X min, right? That tells you how much on this end of the screen you'll be looking at. And this is your X max, right? So X min, X max, Y min, Y max. Okay, so in this case, you will not see the graph, right? You need to change your window. Your window values. You need to change your window values. Okay. So you essentially, let's say your Y min, let's consider this as 1, right? You would essentially have to bring it down to at least like -4. If you told your Windows, like, no, I want to see more down here, we're going to change it from -1 to -4, then you would start seeing some of that line. Okay. So this is my window. And you have to decide how big that window is going to be. Okay. All right. Right now it's probably somewhat gibberish to you, but soon we'll deal with that. Allow me this maybe. I'm going to stop presenting here. I think you'll be fine without. let me just try this, okay? Notebook. Is this it? Folks at home, are you seeing like a window right now? It says window on it with a green line. Are you seeing that? If some of you can, it's just a black screen. Okay, hold on. Learning. I'm learning how to use this thing. Oh, there it is. How about now? Okay, thank you. So this is what the window does. So you essentially can change what you're looking at on your calculator. The line will be graphed no matter what, but if your values, these will be actual numbers that you put in for x min, x max, y min, y max. So if you have it set to here, the line is going to be graphed. You're not going to see it. You're going to think you made a mistake. Really, you just need to change those values so that you're looking at this would not be a good window. You probably would want to see the origin somewhat and everything, like the intercepts and all of that as well. So that's basically what the window does, okay? So I hope that helps a little bit. And I'm just going to go back to Visualizer now and get you to write more stuff down. So much information for a Friday, right? Mr. Erickson, you should just take it easy. I know. Yeah, I'll just let you write all of that down for now. So I'm thinking we're not going to be able to actually do examples, but if we get it all written down today, then on Monday I can show you how to use it, how to actually graph and everything. So then you get the weekend off. How's that? No homework. Sweet, right? There you go. I'm smiling right now, by the way, in case you can't tell. I need one of those see-through masks. Actually, no, this is better. Then we can just be grumpy all the time, right? We don't have to smile anymore as teachers. All right. So basically what I'm telling you here on the slide is you used to have to do everything algebraically in IPR, right? In grade 9. But right now in applied, we're also able to use technology, right? But you have to know how to do both. And that's why I started without using a calculator, because then it's a nice review. But this is the probably the most useful tool out of all the other tools that this calculator has is the second trace function. The trace button is also found right underneath the screen. Maybe what I will add is really what you're accessing is calc. Right above trace, if you look at that button on your calculator, you're actually accessing the calculate function or mode of your calculator. And then you will see a bunch of options. And so we're only going to use 1, 2, and 5 for the first little while. 6 and 7 will never be used. 3 and 4 will be used later. 3 and 4 are very similar, they're just used in different scenarios. So 1, 2, and 5 are your go-to. And I would actually argue that if you know how to use 1 and 5, then you're going to be just fine. Oh. All right. Thank you for those of you who give me, let me know whether or not things are working. I appreciate that. Then I know I'm not just presenting with a black screen in front of you. So 1, 2, and 5, okay, those are the most important ones. I would still write them all down because you're gonna learn how to use 3 and 4. Some teachers use 2, but you will see soon enough that I like to just stick with 1 and 5 for now. For linear equations, 1 and 5 do everything you need. So let's try to write everything down that I wanted you to write down regarding the different functions. And then on Monday, then I'll actually walk you through how to use them. Also, while you're writing this down, if you're wondering why are we doing the online every day, why can't we just do videos? I found like the feedback that I got last year was it was very hard for students to stay motivated if they could just do stuff whenever they had time or whatever. It just wasn't structured enough. So that discipline of showing up to class and being on time, those are very important skills. So I just decided, you know what, that's how I'm going to run. It gives you some structure. It lets you know, it gives you some stability, right, amongst all this uncertainty. So that's why I chose to do that. So I think after a while you're just going to get used to it, and And then I also know exactly where you're at, right? We are all on the same page. And so that's why I'm doing this, all right? Okay, so the value function is essentially used to find the y value if a given x value, right? If given an x value. So if you know the x value, this function will spit back the y value. It can be used to find the y-intercept, because if you think about it, if you're talking about the y-intercept, x is equal to 0, so you do know what x is. It will give you the y value. It can be used to find any point on the line. You can choose a random x value, and the calculator will return the corresponding y value. It's basically doing what you used to do, but a lot quicker, okay? So this is the value function, the 0 function. It is used to find the x-intercept. Okay, it's a little tricky to use, so I won't show you how to use it until later on, because even if I teach grade 12, which I do, I don't need it. We don't need it, so it's there. Some teachers do. That's why in grade 11 applied, I show you how to use it, right? I used to find the x-intercept, choose the value to the left. This right now means nothing to you, but I'll show you how to use that after we've mastered the other ones. All right. Okay. Are we good? Were you still copying? Yeah, I'll be honest. Yeah, that's just fine. You were copying. Okay. Was that Charles?
No, it was Anthony.
Oh, Anthony. Sorry. Thanks. Got the Lion A shirt there. Yeah, the recording is still going, so if you do miss anything, just go back and fast forward to the point you need.
Finished.
All right. Thank you. Intersect. That's the fifth option. And make sure you get that box in there. And I'm just going to leave it. Once you're done copying the box, we're done for today, okay? And then we'll continue next. If you can, maybe the only piece of homework that I will give you is that you just review these notes before next lesson, okay? Just so it's fresh. If this had been a Thursday, we would be fine, right? Like doing it the next day, but maybe just look through these notes again on Monday morning or whatever, and we should be fine. Yeah, all the way up. Yeah, just the box, and then you're good, including the box, that is. Sorry. Do you want to save? No, I don't. There. I forgot that it was on that screen. I have an extension.
So that's when you come here with your $10 for the.
Yes. Thank you for reminding me. So, yeah, everybody at home, if you can just make a note somewhere, I'm going to start collecting the $10 next week, Tuesday. Just bring in your $10. I'll give you a receipt. If you don't want to rent one from us, just bring it back. I would strongly recommend you rent it. There is the older version, which is not as nice. This one has a colored screen, so all the lines have a different color. It's a lot easier to read. Just wait for the bell, okay?
Oh, it's pretty good angle.
What's that? Yeah, it dries up there at the tip and then it just does that. All right, everybody at home, have a good weekend. You can leave the chat if you'd like. Everybody here, just stay and wait for the bell. Have a good weekend, guys. You too. See you. Yeah. Yeah. See you. See you guys. Ooh, still recording.